5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Watch News channel. I'm Nick and this is a parcel. Inside the parcel is a Seiko 5, namely the Seiko SNX S73K. You may have noticed I had to look down to remember that because I just cannot remember that number. I don't know why. But yeah, so we're looking at a silver dial version of this particular Seiko 5, which often gets compared to Rolex Oyster Perpetuals in its design and aesthetic. But the reason I picked this watch up isn't so much to review for the channel, nor is it for my own personal collection, although I am more than likely going to be picking one of these up sooner rather than later now that I've had a look at this one. I've picked this up for a friend. He got in contact with me and said that he'd like to get a watch for his son for doing well in school. So he's coming into his mock exams year. He's been doing particularly well. And so he just wanted to get him a little something to say, good job. He wasn't looking to spend a tremendous amount of money. He initially gave me a budget of up to about £50. Which I think is about $65, $70. And the hunt began. So I thought to myself, we're looking for under £50, under $70 here. What kind of watch am I going to be able to pick up? So I'm thinking vintage Russian, Raketa, maybe a Vostok if I'm lucky and can find one for the right price. But he did specify that he wanted to be more on the dressy side. I think, going to have to go Japanese. So vintage Japanese, I'm thinking Citizen, Orient, and of course Seiko. Looking for Citizens, no Citizens really coming up. Nothing in the price range. Looking at Orient again, nothing really coming in, at the right price. So I'm looking at Seikos, and I'm thinking, what's a really good start off automatic for a boy, 14? What's going to be good? That's dressy, but every day. And of course, Seiko 5 is what comes to mind. And something I noticed was that the vintage Seiko 5s were going for as much as the newer models. When I say newer, I'm talking around mid 2000s. But they were going for very close to the same price. Oh, hang on, we might be able to get like a birth year watch here. I started looking at the newer models, and I couldn't find one for the exact year, but I did find one that was made in 2009. So 13 years old, son's 14. We're pretty close. Let's have a look at this watch and see what you think. Okay, the Seiko SNX S73K. Oh, I love saying that. We've got the standard Seiko box and instruction manual with the warranty card, which is blank. That's what happens sometimes if you're buying not from an authorized dealer. So if you're buying grey market, like I picked this up from eBay, so the warranty hasn't been signed, but this watch was made in 2009. It's pretty much out of warranty now. Box is in very good condition, and here's the watch. As you can see now, there's a better picture there. A very nice watch. So it's the Seiko SNX S73K. I'm going to keep saying that until I get it right. It's a day date. It's got a hard Lex crystal. It's a 37mm case, 48mm lug to lug, and it's got 19mm lug width. Now, a lot of people, especially on review websites, they tend to say it's got 20mm lugs, but it doesn't. It's 19. Why that confusion keeps coming about, I don't know. But I've measured it with calipers, and it's definitely 19. And it's got an exhibition case back as well. Okay, let's have a closer look at the watch now. We've got a beautiful sunburst silver dial with baton style hands and markers, indices, and of course a day date. The watch head is fully polished with a recessed crown at 4 o'clock, and it's got a decent amount of lume. We've got a exhibition case back showing you the 7S26 movement, and the bracelet, then, as you can see, it's a fold-over pressed, fold-over style clasp. It's all pressed. It's rolled links, and the bracelet is fully brushed, which is a bit of an odd one considering that the watch head is fully polished. Although the bracelet, is a bit cheap compared to, like you've got a solid bracelet with solid end links. It's well made for what it is. So although it's a cheap bracelet, it's a well-made cheap bracelet, if you see what I mean. It has got these annoying, I say annoying, is like these double pins to change out the links, which can be a bit fiddly if you're not used to it. Once you get the hang of it, though, it's pretty easy to pop in and out. Let's have a look at the dial. Applied Seiko logo and the Seiko 5 shield, which I personally prefer to the new Seiko 5 emblem, which is like a squash Superman S, which I'm not that fussed on. You've got a surround for the date window, and these beautiful indices that catch in the light. And as discussed earlier, as you can see, it's got that resemblance to the Rolex OP in that the indices is like, these solid square markers with the baton style hands. But that's pretty much it, really. Everything else is very Seiko. Got a minute track going around on the outside of the dial, and then with the Hardlex crystal, the anti-reflective coating does a great job of allowing you to see that dial. And then we've got here the Seiko 7S26. So the Seiko 7S26 movement is a non-hacking, non-hand windable automatic, released in 1996. And it's very popular and used in many Seiko divers, and then of course the Seiko 5 range. So it's got 21 joules, and it's 21,600 beats per hour, and it's got a decent power reserve of 41 hours. I'm just going to charge up the watch now with a bit of UV so we can see the Seiko LumiBrite in action. That's one of the great things about picking up these Seiko 5s, is that they've got LumiBrite, which is just, one of the best looms you can get on a watch. It may not be the brightest initially, but it just lasts a long, long time. It'll last all night. There's a decent application of it. As you can see here, it's got a good glow, and the application has just made it that it's going to be easy to see throughout the night. That's the Seiko SNX. I'm going to remember it. S7 3K. I didn't remember it. I had to look. It's a great watch. It really is. I can see why people compare it to the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. It's got that same aesthetic, but it is its own watch in its own right. It's got that. I hate to use the term, but it's got that X factor. It's got that little bit of something that just sets it out, just makes it a bit nicer than other sort of cheaper watches that you might try on. As you saw in the video, the finishing, the quality of the indices and the hands, it's just, for the price point, it's spot on. And as I said in the intro section of the video, I'm gonna get one myself. I'm probably going to get the grey dial with the gold indices and hands, as I like a bit of gold, and I'm definitely on the lookout for one. Just scouring eBay now for one for the right price. Of course, though, I'd like to know your thoughts. Do you think I picked up the right watch for Ethan? Is this the best starter automatic for someone, or have I totally missed the mark and missed out on something that could have been a bit better for him? I'd love it. It'd be great if you could leave a comment and let me know. And do you know what? I forgot at the intro video. Hopefully you made it this far. I am wearing a Seastern 600T, which is going to be the subject of my next video. It's a great watch. I've got the version 1, but I'm going to be changing the hands to the version 2 hands, which is something we'll go over in the next video. Well, I hope you'll join me for that one. And Ethan, I really hope that you like this watch. Your dad obviously thinks quite a bit of you to get you a watch as a doing well in school present. I think I got an odd pat on the back. Oh, click that like button and subscribe if you want to see what's going to happen with this Seastern. Cheers.
Do the Seiko shake.